Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning to everyone joining in. Welcome to the session. Just let us know you're here. Give us your name and the city that you're from on the chat, so we know you're able to hear us, see us. We're also live on YouTube right now. So in case you're joining us on YouTube, just leave us a hi on the live chat. Let me know your name and the city. My name is Aparna. I'm going to be your host for today. And we've got two experts for you in this session. Yeah, great, great. Hi, Rob. Hi, Hima. Hi, Ibrahim, David, Lucas. Nice to have you guys. Hi, Harsha from YouTube. Great. Amazing. Yeah, we're still having more people who are joining in. So we'll just wait for a couple of more minutes. Keep those introductions coming. Like I said, I'm Aparna. I'm going to be your host. Yes. Tushar, hi. Steve, Solomon, Alan. Okay. Sakshi, nice to have you guys. Okay. Great, great. So the agenda for today is to help you understand why AI or career in AI is the next big thing and why you should be making a switch to this field, right? So for this, we've got Rupam, who's Simplilearn alumni, and we've also got Armando, who's going to be taking you through the session, right? So before we start, just some quick ground rules. Because there are a lot of you, it may be hard for us to pinpoint and answer questions individually. So remember, if there's something that you need to get answered, use the Q&A box. Do not use the chat box because there might be a lot of interactions with the speakers as well. So use the Q&A box, post anything that you would like to get answered. And if you're watching us on YouTube, use the live chat, right? And I will pass these on to our speakers today. And this session is being recorded. Let's say you miss something, something goes wrong with your network, do not worry. You will receive a downloadable file of the recording and a webinar certificate in the next 24 hours, right? So we're going to be launching a bunch of polls. In fact, I'm going to be launching a poll right away asking your work experience. So this is for us to understand you a bit better, right? So let us know what your work experience is. And this is overall WorkX, not limited to AI or machine learning. Okay? Yeah, yeah. This is just for us to understand the profile of learners here so that we can base our conversation on this. Yeah. So you're going to be having a bunch of these polls asking you questions about why aren't you able to pursue a career? We'll also take interest for this course, which is the Caltech PGP in AI and machine learning. And towards the end, we'll launch a poll to collect your names for the certificate, right? So great, great. Thanks so much for your introductions on the chat. Now is the time for you to answer the poll. Yeah? All right. Okay. And people on YouTube, let us know what your work experience is. Just use the live chat here. Yes, great, great. Great. Thank you so much for those responses. I'm going to be sharing these results. They're going to be there with our speakers for a while, right? So with that, let's jump right into the session. Before we introduce our speakers to you, let me introduce Simplilearn. So Simplilearn offers skills in various domains, and today's focus is AI and machine learning. And we're going to be understanding a bit more in detail about this course, postgraduate program in AI and machine learning. And also you have got courses, certifications in various other domains as well, be it cybersecurity, be it project management, agile, whichever domain you want to. So just head to simplylearn.com and you can find portfolio of courses. You can choose whichever works for you, right? So with that, let me introduce you to our first speaker, Armando, who's got a decade and more of experience in AI, data science, cloud computing, and machine learning, right? So he is a director of learning and development at Digital Ethos Academy, and he leads ethical AI and data science programs there. He's also our trainer at Simplilearn for various courses, including AI and machine learning. So thanks, Armando, for your time today. Thanks for coming. You can also introduce yourself to our learners.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Parna. And thank you everyone for joining. I'm very excited of having you here.
Yeah.
And I'm here pretty much to talk a little bit about experience, right? I mean, I see that most of you have actually some experience at work. And in my introduction, let me let you know how I got started into AI, because for people that may be asking themselves, why, I am not technical, I want to switch my career. Is this a good opportunity? Is this a good time? So I'm not coming from a technical role. So I've been in artificial intelligence and data science for more than 10 years, which is a lot to say because not a lot of people have been around like 10 years or more. But I was not in a technical role. I really was into project management, networking. I was a networking manager. I was leading a group of customer success managers, consultants. But every time, in every single one of my roles, I was very data driven. Trying to make the best possible decisions. I would always look at data. And one day, a friend of mine told me, "Hey, listen, by the time back then, like 15 years ago, I was living in the San Francisco Bay Area, and a friend of mine who's the founder of fintech told me, "Hey, listen, there's these thoughts rising around this data science stuff. What do you know about it?" And to be quite honest, I didn't know a lot about it. So I took my first certification class on data science like 12 years ago. I just fell in love with it. And the reason why I totally fell in love with it is first because I didn't have to have like a lot of experience in data science. The amount of math I required, which is like high school math or first semester college math, and I didn't have a lot of experience programming, but everything was so intuitive. I got into data science. It was like more than 12 years ago. Then in my roles, what I did was starting applying data science and a little bit of machine learning. Initially to cluster my customers. Back then, I was working for Dell Technologies. I was leading a group of consultants. So I would use data science to do customer segmentation, to talk to them and offer them different solutions. I would also use data science techniques to forecast the performance of each one of my team members, sales. And I was sort of realized I was making way better informed decisions. I didn't have the role of data scientist, by the way. So even if you want to start practicing data science, you don't have to be a data scientist, which is really cool. Then I got promoted. I started leading a portfolio of services, and I was using data science. And the reason why I got promoted is precisely because I was using a lot of data, to make predictions or forecasts, very nice visualizations. I got promoted to manage a multi-billion-dollar portfolio of services where I still apply data science. And after a while, someone started asking me, "Hey, can you apply this for the rest of the portfolios?" I got promoted as head of data science and artificial intelligence for the services sales organization team at Dell Technologies. I started from the grounds up, a team of data scientists, machine learning operations engineers, and again, that was very organic. So you don't have to be an expert in math. You don't have to be a statistician. You don't even have to have any experience in data science or even programming at all. It is desirable. It will give you an advantage, but that doesn't mean that you don't have a chance. I mean, there are tons of students like myself. I have several students through Simplilearn, through the programs, whether Caltech, Purdue, or the different programs where they got roles in data science and artificial intelligence. So it's really, really exciting to get in right now. So there are a few things I want to show you. Aparna, do you want me to share?
Yeah, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. You can take over from here.
Excellent. So let me tell you why now it's a very good opportunity. First, everyone is having a conversation about artificial intelligence, right? I mean, there's this big fuss about artificial intelligence and Gen AI. And there are several good reasons for that. Throughout the years, we have been living shifts in breakthroughs in different technologies, right? We started with the Industrial Revolution, where machines were offloading the physical effort for humans. Then in the age of computers, computers started offloading a little bit of the mental effort, but now AI is actually offloading a lot of the mental effort that we put in tasks. And we can see that across every single industry. I know that we have some examples, across adoption and stuff, but go to LinkedIn. Just go to LinkedIn and look at the amount of jobs for artificial intelligence. Take a look at what is required for you to get your foot into artificial intelligence. There are tons. Really, really, really tons of. So let's do machine learning. So if we look at machine learning, there are also like tens of thousands of jobs. So right now, that's well known, there are more opportunities than people to fulfill those new jobs. Again, so there are tons of jobs all the way from being consultant. Now there are even new jobs are being generated, like prompt engineer. And there's actually brand new roles. Again, these roles didn't exist. A couple of years ago. They have ethical AI. So it's not only that a lot of organizations and companies are adopting artificial intelligence, but there are actually new roles that are being created. There's a lot of fear from a lot of people say, hey, AI is going to replace us. Well, let me tell you something. AI will not replace you. Someone who knows how to use AI will replace you. So you want to be that person. You want to be that person that knows AI. And I know that sometimes it's a little fade to shift careers, to try something new. But there's another huge advantage of being a machine learning engineer, data scientist, artificial intelligence engineer. And that is that there are tons and tons of data sets that you can use to explore. There is a platform that I don't totally recommend to start exploring. This platform is Kaggle. Now, in Kaggle, is this one over here, and I'll be sending over all these links over the chat window, because Kaggle is a great platform for you to look at data sets and start practicing. Look at models, look at all the people are doing. There are competitions. So it's not that we lack data. We don't lack methodologies. We lack people. We lack people that is willing to take the dive and to start learning something new. Also, we see that there's a lot of market trends, which is what I have been sharing right now, right? Not only is one of the fastest growing jobs in the tech industry, artificial intelligence product manager, artificial intelligence and all its flavors. Artificial intelligence project manager, artificial intelligence product manager, machine learning engineer, prompt engineer, data scientist, head of AI, ethical AI. There's tons of jobs out there. I can just take a dive, look at LinkedIn, look at all these different job websites, and you'll see how much this is growing. You can see also how much they pay, because they actually pay very well. Now, we've seen that there's adoption, yes, across multiple industries. In finance, of course, there's this need to predict if someone will pay a loan or not, if someone should be granted a credit card, if there's any potential for fraud. There are tons of opportunities in financial industry. They are all using artificial intelligence. And I must confess something. I do a lot of consulting. So I've been teaching with Simplilearn for several years now. It's around like 8 years already. I also teach with other organizations. And after Dell, I still got a lot of consulting projects. So I have to part ways because I cannot deal with both. I'll let you know something. I have never, ever been this active in new projects in my life. I don't promote myself. This is just word of mouth. And this is because there is this thirst of organizations to get on board on adopting AI any way they can. Because they start realizing that if they don't adopt artificial intelligence, someone that does is becoming more effective, more efficient, is finding better ways to capture market. And also, but there are some organizations that just do it for efficiency and effectiveness. You can see now very, very positive news. For example, there's these super cool news on Gen AI, where now through generative artificial intelligence, we have been able to find medications that we would never be able to accomplish without without Gen AI. This is one example of idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. It was untreatable. There were, Bayer and the big pharma were trying to find medication, and using AI, now we have a medication for this specific disease that we didn't have before. We're discovering new materials. Right? We are discovering new designs. Even this study from McKinsey, it is very, 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 very cool, because you can see now that you can see artificial intelligence in industries that sound, as a matter of fact, not very common or a little bit counterintuitive, where there's a lot of creativity. But now you see there is a lot of Gen AI in industries like fashion, material design, supply chain, manufacturing, agriculture. You'll see that, healthcare, you'll see that all over the place, which makes it very, very, very exciting. So I will be sharing, by the way, all these links. And the key message that I want to tell you here is I don't think there has been a better time to jump into artificial intelligence than it right now. The soil is so fertile with opportunities. Then you have, a big influence like Sam Altman. The ones that are not familiar with Sam Altman, he is the founder and CEO of OpenAI. OpenAI, they are the owners of ChatGPT. And he said, in the next couple of years, every human, there'll be first, Mark Zuckerberg said that there will be more AI agents than humans in the upcoming 5 years. And an AI agent is powered by artificial intelligence. Someone has to build those agents. Someone has to maintain those agents. Sam Altman also said that, look, now we have been able to increase the ability of artificial intelligence, that there will be also a lot of model of all some like autonomous personal assistants that will go through your calendar, may book some travel. But we need people like yourselves that know how this works from the inside, so we can shape the direction. We can figure out where we're heading, because as this poses great opportunities, it also poses great threats and risks, and we are all aware of the risks. So for these programs, one of the advantages is that you don't only uncover what are the potential opportunities, but also the risks and how to tackle them. So you can influence what's coming next in the future of humanity. We cannot deny that we are living, right now we're living a revolution, a technological revolution. You experience that every day. There is so much information in the palm of your hand. There's so many things that we have been covering. The accelerated pace of society is something we have never seen before, not in the known history of humankind. Because yes, there have been changes, but changes have never been as fast as they are today. And you are living them. And now you have an unprecedented opportunity to make an impact, to actually join this revolution, not only as an spectator and as a user, but as a creator, as someone that can actually have hands-on experience that creates something. In some of the courses that I deliver on the programs that I deliver through Simplilearn, we're actually going through agents, how agents work, and how you have an agent that will browse something on the web, another agent that can do calculations, another agent that can send emails, and then have them to talk to each other. We supervise them. We see the output. We see the way that they reason. So it's super exciting. It's really, really exciting. We actually see the code and how it works, and seeing how you can start creating your own chat with just very few lines of code, very, very few lines of code. So this is actually an invitation to really start joining this revolution. Even when you look for the ones that I don't familiar with Archive, this is a repository of research papers, right? So if you look at topics like artificial intelligence, you'll see that there are thousands of research papers published every week. You see here the amount of results in artificial intelligence papers. There's for everything from video language models. You have AI agents. I mean, there's so much going on in the AI agents, which is practically new. This topic is really, really new. It's just been around maybe like 1 year. You have like 2,700 papers published. There's a lot of different approaches, not only here. So there's this platform that also recommend you to take a look at. Name is Hugging Face, and Hugging Face you will find a repository of tons of models, not just ready to be used, just right off bat. That with just like 3 lines of code, you can use them. And I remember at the beginning of this year, there were around 200,000. Listen, like around 200,000 models. And now there's more than 1 million. Models that can do super cool stuff, like, for example, diffusion models. You've seen these before, models that can produce like very realistic images, cats. And in this one, we actually cover how these are created and the architecture. So at some point, you will be able to understand these diagrams. You'll be able to see what they do from the inside out, so that at some point, you can be some of the individuals influencing these adoption rates, whether as creators, right? Or maybe working for an organization, or maybe working on personal projects, making your life easier, more efficient. There's tons to explore. You can create your own portfolios. You can go to GitHub, create your own portfolios with open data sets to promote yourselves. So today, it's a very interesting time to start adopting artificial intelligence. Adoption rates from the largest consultant firms will back up what I'm saying to you. As you can see, AI adoption has jumped 72% globally. Right? So this is not only happening in countries like China, the US, India. It's happening all over the world. Really, really all over the world. Look, Lydia's leading AI adoption. Look, 50% of organizations integrating AI technologies, and that's just the known organizations. But there are a lot of organizations that are really getting started with artificial intelligence, maybe by using just ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude, right? So you don't want to be left behind. Okay, you really don't. I know that initially it can be daunting. You're going to start hesitating. If you're not sure whether you're enrolling a program or not, doesn't matter. Go to Kaggle, make your own experiments, get familiar with some of the concepts. Maybe whenever you're ready, try to look for more formal programs. And let me tell you why. The reason is that there's so much information out there that sometimes it's so hard to determine the path to follow. You may wonder, okay, yes, I want to jump into artificial intelligence. What should I do next? Should I do data science? Should I learn cloud computing? Should I learn programming? Should I learn math, statistics, calculus? So should I just jump directly into Gen AI? Do I want to do computer vision, natural language processing. So it can be really, really, really overwhelming to get started. I must confess that even as the time goes by and years go by, it's getting even more overwhelming. When I got started, was really easy. There were just a few set of models, all of them predictive models. There was NLP. There were no large language models. Gen AI it's in its infancy, was not highly adopted. But today, now it's in tons of papers. And something that I like a lot about teaching these classes is that my students, they typically ask me about like new papers. Hey, have you seen this new paper where they have now these movie director that is being assisted by AI agents? And this is like super exciting. Like it's really, really, really cool. So the more you start getting an understanding of the breadth of opportunities, the more that you start exploring, the more exciting it gets. So I hope that you, not only through this webinar, that somehow, whether buy a book, watch YouTube videos, look at different programs available. Even if you go to Simplilearn's webpage, they have free courses over there. You have like free snippets. That will give you an idea of on what is it that you're getting into. But let me tell you again, it's really, really, really exciting. Again, there's tons of roles. There are new roles, and there will be new roles being created. So there is no better time than today to get into these programs. Now, let me tell you a little bit of what is typically covered in programs for formal institutions. Okay, and I'm talking about like formal institutions, so that you know what to look for. In every formal institution, you should cover a little bit about Python, especially for the ones that are new to programming. There's a little bit of Python. Don't be scared about jumping into Python. These programs will not teach you Python as if you were an application developer or programmer, because they learn things are different to the ones that we learn in AI and data science. There are some basic concepts that you should know, of course, like the interface to code, but it's way easier compared to application developers, application programmers. So it doesn't take that long for you to get up to speed in programming. And even again, if you're interested, you can go to Kaggle. And Kaggle, they have like very quick, short classes. They're for free. And then you can actually jump in the formal program. So in formal program, first you start with a little bit of programming. And then you start with a little bit of refresher on math and statistics, just basic concepts. Very basic concepts that you will need, like, what's an average, what's the median, what's the normal distribution. And let me tell you why the reason for that. Because for the first time in my life, I've been applying concepts in mathematics that I actually studied in college or in high school, like calculus or like statistics. Because I would never cover these concepts, but now you actually start covering them. You start identifying anomalies, outliers, novelty. You have a way to quantify them. So it's a little easier because you can actually see what the math is telling you. And then you start jumping into some techniques to apply all these concepts into industry. Hey, you get a data set. How are you going to be able to see what no one else is able to see? That's one of the coolest things about data science, because you start becoming expert in so many things without having the experience, because you look at the data. You look at patterns, you look at trends, and at some point you're able to see what no one else is able to see. You become a source of you become a source of knowledge. You become a source of you become a reference, which is also very fulfilling. But then after covering some of these techniques, then normally you start jumping into generative artificial intelligence, cover transformers, understand the backbone of ChatGPT, of Gemini, of diffusion models, so that then you can start creating your own agents, your own models. Okay? So the journey is very exciting. I really, really, really hope that you just explore it. Of course, it would be amazing to have in one of my classes, but even if you hesitate, just explore. Just go to YouTube, just take a few courses, look at machine learning, look at large language models, look at Gen AI, and ask questions like go to ChatGPT and ask, hey, what is a large language model? ChatGPT or Gemini, how can I start my career path as machine learning? And then figure out if those programs or if those recommendations fit into what you would like to do. But whatever path you decide to take, whether you know self-learning or run these programs, just make sure that you really understand what you're doing. Because artificial intelligence is becoming increasingly easy to perform, but not everyone has the knowledge or even the wisdom to figure out what it really does on the back end, which is what we are trying to hand over to our students in our classes. Make sure that you understand what happens under the hood so that you control where it's taking us, taking into account transparency, that there's no bias, that there is a positive impact in whatever you do with your creations. So I know that I take a little bit longer than what I was supposed to take. So
No.
again, I'm very happy to have you here. I hope that at some point you get excited, as I am, where when you talk about artificial intelligence and we get some experts, and that your creations are something fantastic that help us boost our societies to a better place. So I will hand this over to Aparna. Aparna, is there anything else, or should I hand over to you?
No, I think we'll just take one question before we launch the poll about why people can't pursue a career really. One question that a learner had is, so is it really better if they focus on AI or machine learning instead of pursuing a career in development, full stack development? So that's a question I think we could answer now, and then we could answer the rest later.
Absolutely, yes. So compared to full stack developers, should we focus on AI ML instead? Well, if you are already a full stack developer and you know artificial ML, then your role will be a lot more comprehensive. Because let me tell you something. As in AI and ML, you create, and I will have a little bit of technical conversation here. So just follow me the trail. In every application, you have different layers, right? You have your front end, then you have your business process layer and your data layer. Okay. As an AI ML, you create some components in the business layer, and you extract from the data layer. You don't actually structure the data layer. You don't actually structure all the business rules. You don't work with the front end. You just were building some components in the business logic. But if you are a full stack developer and you know front end, you know the logic, and you have the data, and you know how to build AI components, I mean, go for it. I would say that it's easier to move from full stack to AI ML than all the way around. So yeah, go for it. Do both. Not one or the other, do both.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if let's say this time permits, or you want to upskill, you can do both, but I hope you have your answer, Claire. That's your name. Great. Thanks, Armando. I think I will take the screen share back, and we'll just launch a quick poll again to understand what is exactly stopping you guys from becoming an AI or machine learning professional, right? So this again will help us understand and explain about the program better. Someone had a question about whether this program is the solution to learning AI or machine learning in depth, right? So we'll come to all of that right now. And I'm about to introduce our second speaker here, and right after this poll. So Rupam had taken this program a while back, and she heads technology at Material, right? So she's a specialist in transforming businesses through initiatives, through digital initiatives, and she also has expertise in strategic planning and driving a lot of initiatives that require that eventually transform businesses, right? So her main focus is artificial intelligence, machine learning, and of course, she has been a proud alum of this program, which is the Caltech postgraduate program in AI and machine learning. So Rupam, welcome to this session, and it's exciting to have you here. I'm sure a lot of learners have the question about how this program shaped your journey or helped in your journey in AI and ML, right? So we'll come to that in a while, but I'm just going to close
Sure.
the poll right now and also
Okay.
share the results with you and Armando so that both of you can take a look at the responses. So if you can see, a lot of them feel that they don't have the practical exposure to become job ready, right? Or sometimes they find it difficult to learn from pre-recorded lessons, or they don't find a comprehensive curriculum, something that's comprehensive enough to meet their upskilling needs, right? So just a quick snapshot of what the program looks like for our learners. So this program is launched in collaboration with IBM. It's an 11-month long program, and you've got live online interactive sessions from instructors. Of course, the applications closed a while back, but you can still apply and be a part of the upcoming cohort in January, right? We'll take enrollment interests in a while, but Rupam, can you just take us through your journey with the course and how exactly it helped you in your current job role? And if you can also just introduce yourself and are you also, I mean, is your
I'm
video,
here.
Rupa?
My video is blocked. If you could enable it, please.
Oh, one sec, one. Let me do that right away. Yeah. Yes. Yes, they can
Yeah,
see.
the light is a little blurred here, but I hope you're able to see me. Hey, hi everyone. Hi Aparna.
Hi,
Hi
Rupa.
Armando.
Yes, yes. We're able to see you now.
Great. Yeah, it's an incredible honor to be here. It's and this is not just a formal statement. It's a true feeling from my heart. See, I have so my name is Rupam Chopra. I am currently working as the Director of Technology with an IT organization by the name of Material Plus. I have been in the industry for over 20 years now, and I worked a lot in IT, all the way from starting as a developer in the year no, early 2000, developer designing Java, a lot of hardcore. That's when my journey began and went to robotics, RPA, robotic process automation. That's when I got a glimpse of artificial intelligence and machine learning and really fascinated me. And since then, the rest is history. I've been in AI/ML ever since. But to share with the audience here, we have a great audience of over 100 plus people. So yeah, coming back to my experience with AI/ML, my career journey, and especially the course that I did with Simplilearn, what made me choose this course? What was the driver behind that? So I was working a lot in robotic process automation, where we were automating manual processes and natural language processing, IQ bots, intelligent bots was the demand of that time. Chat bots was the demand of that time, and the human kind of quotient that an artificial intelligence has was what really intrigued me. And that's when I decided that although I've been in the IT industry for more than 20 years, I really want to get into the depth of what AI is really about, what neural networks are, what Gen AI is. And to share with you all, I am a computer engineer by education. I am a project management professional, PMP, in good standing still. I am a certified quality assistant. And now, thanks to Simplilearn, I am a Caltech certified AIML certified professional. So a lot of learning that happened. I have also done executive leadership course from ISB Hyderabad. So the reason I'm sharing all this is there is a lot of learning, lot of history, lot of work that I have put in before I came down to a decision that, okay, I want to do an AI/ML course. So there is something called as Swayam Neptal, a wonderful initiative started by our government of India. I registered for a machine learning course. That's when I realized that I need something more closer, something that can do a hand-holding kind of session and a detailed course in Python, all the way from artificial basics of artificial intelligence, machine learning, data engineering, data science, all the way to neural networks, a high-level overview of everything, plus something that can give me a handheld experience of real-life projects. So it was a big decision to invest 6 months of my time. Um, and I was being approached, the kind of stage I was at in my career, I was being approached by IITs, IIMs. There are a lot of programs that are around. So I did an in-depth research and I narrowed down on this course after analyzing what kind of hands-on experience it's giving me, who are the trainers. I mean, believe me, I spent many days interacting with the Simplilearn, who are going to be my trainers. Are they going to be, are they, is it going an online experience or it's a recorded video? If I have a question, then what? And being from a quality background, I am extremely critical. So once all my questions were satisfied, I went to LinkedIn and took a feedback from other LinkedIn professionals who have been through this course. And believe me, everybody gave me a positive feedback. That's when I decided and I took a loan. Thanks to Simplilearn, they have this facility of no interest EMI. I took a loan for my course and I invested in this course. And uh, since then, I'm working in AI/ML. I may not be in working on large language models or RAG or anything because primarily I come from a quality engineering background and that's my forte. That's something I would like to continue. All right. So after the 6 months of course, I worked on AI/ML for a long time. What is it that currently I'm working on? Is AI/ML powered testing tools. So we are exploring a lot of tools that are powered by artificial intelligence in automating test automation, quality engineering, test data generation. We are hiring people in the similar fields. We are hiring people in my data engineering department is hiring people from similar fields. And the knowledge that I gathered is helping me evaluate those tools and their compatibility, their suitability for my profession. Um, with that, I would limit it in the interest of time, and I would be very happy to answer if there are any questions. But before that, thanks, Aparna. Thanks, Simplilearn, for giving me the opportunity not just to learn, but also to be here on the forum to share my experience and learning.
Great.
It's an incredible experience.
I think, I mean, we heard this from you live, but you can also find Rupam's video on the course page. But Rupam, just one quick question that I have for you is if you can take them through the curriculum of the course. Of course, I think you explain all the other aspects about support, about financing, all of the bases are covered. Just that if you can take them through the curriculum and how exactly it can help them build a career.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I don't even need to look at the screen. I still remember it. It was so thorough.
Okay. I'll just probably share
One, yeah,
our
yeah.
knowledge.
One footnote that I would like to share that you do need to put an effort from your side. You need to put some hard work. I had to. I have family. I have children, and I had to give in my weekends. But I was ready for it, and I enjoyed it as well. So I have passion for coding. I have passion for Python and artificial intelligence. So I enjoyed the journey. Um, so it started with basics of overview of this was so I had people from different. It was a myriad of experiences. People who were from the learning field, professors, assistant professors, data scientists, people from IT, people from other corporate areas. So we had initial sessions, most of them were to bring all of us on the same page in terms of general understanding of overview of AI. Yeah, programming refreshers, Python for data science. I think this is in collaboration with IBM. Yeah, it's mentioned as IBM, so you get a certification from IBM as well. Data science, yeah. So since I come from an engineering background, understanding how data science works was a great experience. I could connect it with the next session, machine learning. You can see PGC, AIML, machine learning. I was able to very well connect the dots. They have very elaborated video recording sessions. There are MCQs. There are projects that are happening which help you go through this, and then there are online tutors. Actually, the best part is the online tutors, the trainers that I really was impressed with. They are very supportive. They explain you in detail. So then it moves to deep learning, Gen AI, capstone projects. There are multiple projects you get very. So I although it's because I am a technical person, I was able to set up a Python environment on my own. But Simplilearn also gave me an environment to do my hands-on along with the data sets. So that was always, I think it's available even a lifetime. Aparna can share that if it's available lifetime, but I'm still able to access those. I was
Yes.
able to do hands-on. I was able to access the books. I was also able to have my questions answered with the tutors, very good tutors. So it gradually progressed to Gen AI, conversational AIs, deep learning, neural networks, different aspects of AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning optimization for those who understand it. Finally, it comes down to your MCQ projects, assignments, and data set based end-to-end projects. So I had to actually, at this time of my career, I had to actually do hands-on coding in Python, and that was actually an incredible experience. I was able to submit my Python-based projects, and I passed them with no, good flying colors, and it was an incredible experience. So if I link all that I said, if I can link back, yeah, I could see TensorFlow, deep learning specialization, essentials of Gen AI, absolutely prompt engineering. Um, Prompt engineering is something I would like to take a minute to explain. It's a very important aspect, be it anybody in anywhere, if you would like to explore how AI works, is a very important field that we need to understand, prompt engineering. Um, so that was a great experience. Capstone project, that's what I have, and followed by electives of academic masterclass, NLPs, ADLs, reinforcement learning, and advanced generative artificial intelligence. Absolutely, yeah. Uh, So this I finished, I think, in 2024, mid of 2024. Now we are getting into 2025. So sorry, 2023. I finished this course. Now we are getting into 2025. Um, I have worked on developing AI-based projects, LLM-based projects, which are specifically to do AI-powered quality engineering as tools and testing automation. There's something called as auto healing. Auto healing is a great concept that we used in test automation and quality engineering. That is where this has helped me. I have been able to evaluate and hire people who are from similar backgrounds. I've been able to evaluate tools. There is Test Sigma in the market, Apply tools in the market, Testim, Mabel, automated synthetic test data generation. So since I'm working in a senior management position, I have to um decide what vendors I would go for, the who are providing me AI powered testing tools, as well as when it comes to AI ML based hiring for quality engineering, the interviews, hiring, uh, that knowledge also is something, the homework that I have done here. That's how it has helped. But I think I'll restrict my speech here, and let's hear it from people if anybody has any specific questions.
Yeah, I think one question that Anirban has is how did you leverage? It's not a degree course, Anirban. Remember, it's just a postgraduate program. So we don't call it a degree, or we don't claim that it's equivalent to getting a degree. So remember,
Mhm.
I mean, the question for you, Rupam, is how did you leverage this course and go to the next step in your career? That's his question.
Absolutely, that's a great question. I would like to answer this question from all aspects of uh, career stage. Be it a fresher, if you are in early stage of your career or mid of your career or senior stage, and be it any area, any field of the career. Mm, IT, since I come from an IT background or non-IT background, AI powered activities is the demand of the time. Um, as I have uh, been believing, been passionate about the statement is that if you are not updated, then you're outdated. Be it any aspect of my life, even in personal life, if I know how AI works, I will be able to function in a more efficient way. My time to market or my accuracy, my efficiency, my proficiency will definitely improve with the help of AI tools or understanding of how AI works. Simple example is how to use ChatGPT prompt engineering. A very layman example, if I could give in the interest of everyone here, the way a normal person who does not know how to use ChatGPT or who is not aware of AI prompt engineering interacts with a common tool like ChatGPT versus uh, somebody who understands the concepts of artificial intelligence, machine learnings, and is able to give a prompt, up to 70 to 80% you will find effort saving or efficiency or accuracy. In simple words, any person will probably have 7, 8, or 10 prompts in ChatGPT to get the right answer. I will have one or max two prompts to get the same answer. Why? Because I'm trained. I understand how it works. This is a very basic layman example, but let's implement it at a higher level. In the mid of your career, uh, either you are using Excel sheets or you're using any tools and you are using AI powered tools to if improve your efficiency or accuracy. That's where it's going to help you. Or if you're a technical person, you are able to leverage RAGs, LLMs. That's where it's going to help you. So in every level, be it initial level, mid level, or experience level, or senior management, executive leadership, at every level, this knowledge is going to help you. Actually, this is the need of the time. It's not about Simplilearn or Caltech or anything. It's a need of the time. You need to understand these things. And if we are getting a wonderful platform to make us understand how exactly it must be used, then that's the way to go for it. And I would have mentioned this for uh, any platform that will help me get there. I will give you one more, let me give you a story. Let me do some storytelling. Let me give some examples. So recently I was approached by an organization or a vendor who has developed a tool which you give requirement. Since I'm from IT, those who can relate, you give a requirement. It does everything. It does the testing and it gives you the result. Okay, so a simple example, you are logging in, there is a password, username and password. It does the username login, it enters the password and it tells you if it's able to successfully log in or not. But I have to evaluate this scenario in multiple ways. Is your password valid? Is your password 13 characters? Is there a special character? Is there a capital? So these are the things we all experience in daily life. How do you evaluate this? But I have an AI powered tool which is doing all this. And I am being asked by my CEO that, hey, do you think the tool that does this, is it good enough? I cannot evaluate that without understanding the false positives, false negatives. These are AI terms that I'm using. False positives, false negatives, hallucinations, or uncovered scenarios by AI. For that, I need to not only understand how my area works, but how AI is able to decipher it. Um, so I was able to utilize that tool, do a proof of concept, and I was able to understand that you have to specifically, forthrightly ask the tool to say that, hey, please include negative test cases. a password which is more than 13 characters, you have to enter that, and only then the tool works. I wouldn't have been able to decipher this without knowing how AI/ML works. This is just an example. Uh, if you would like, or if you have time, I can share more such examples how I have implemented it in daily life.
I think that
Um,
much
yeah.
answers Anirban's question here. So we have another question about electives. So what are the benefits of taking the electives, or because I assume the capstone is the final exam and certificate, and the course gets complete post the capstone itself. So if you
Uh-huh.
throw some light on electives.
Electives is actually are very, very important, especially for the younger generations. So excellent question. See, when I started this course, I was uh, specifically interested in going into ANN, no, artificial neural networks, RNNs, NNNs. So the neural network was my area of interest. So I decided that I will choose that as an area and go deeper into it. That was the driver. Why was neural networks my area of interest? There was some reason. I was passionate about it. I am more interested in understanding how human brain connects to artificial intelligence neural networks. So you really have to find your spark, your interest. And this is very important because this is what will keep you going. What really interests you? Please don't force yourself. Find your area of interest, find your spark, and that is the driver for you to select the electives. Um, that is one area of or one angle of how to understand this.
Right.
Let's look at it from a career perspective.
Mm.
AI is a very vast field. If you want to get a job in a field of AI, there is conversational area, speech. There is images, there are videos, um, and there are LLMs. There are multiple areas, but you cannot have a resume or a profile where you say that, okay, I know artificial intelligence, machine learning. You have to show some kind of expertise or skill or subject matter expert. That's where you have to decide what area is that you were really interested in. Maybe conversational AI. I'll give you another example here. We were creating a chatbot and we needed test data where the voice is English but in Australian accent. Now, where do I get the test data from? Do I call a Australian person and ask him to speak in English, but then he's a man, he's a woman, he's a child? I need a lot of such test data. The point that I'm trying to make is conversational AI or speech or videos, basically accessibility testing, quality in quality. I was more into the accessibility area where those who cannot hear or see properly, testing applications or making your web applications and mobile applications compliant with those who have these special abilities. That was my area of expertise, and I needed test data for that. And you cannot get that test data in market. I had to generate that test data synthetically. There are artificial intelligence based free or open source applications who will generate those data for you and give you outputs in JSON, XMLs, PHP, CSVs, everything. This being a speech or a audio specific data, I had to collaborate with a vendor who was giving me audio files of Australian accent in English, American accent in English, British accent in English, so I could test my data. Other application I had to test was car crashes, car crash, car scratch. How do you test a car scratch? How do you test a car crash with an AI enabled mobile application? You have to actually take your mobile application, go and scan a car on a scratch. It could be a reflection of sunlight, it could be a real scratch. That's where your artificial intelligence, machine learning, and all these aspects come into picture that decipher, okay, this is a sunlight reflection versus this is a real scratch. But me being, I could be a engineer, I could be a test lead, I could be an architect, or I could be a director. It doesn't matter. I need to understand those aspects, which I will get only after I learn these aspects. No, I get trained basically. So I could collaborate with an organization who was giving me that test data. I could collaborate with another organization that was giving me this applications, bind them together and have that understanding to do that vis-a-vis, evaluations. Yes, 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 or yes, yes, no, these are hallucinations, these are false positives. No, I am not going ahead with this, I'm going ahead with that, and then make a decision that yes, this is the right way I'm going. I'm just keeping it in a layman language. It's actually very technical, but I hope you get the picture what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much, Rupam, for answering that question. And also, a lot of questions I think were answered initially when Armando covered why AI is a choice, and also when he talked about his journey. So, glad that both of you could make it to the session and share your thoughts, share your insights and advice. And I hope that all our learners found it useful as well. And same goes for people on YouTube. So before we end, I'm just going to launch another poll, one last poll. Sorry, collecting names for the webinar certificate. But while we do that, Armando and Rupam. So we'll start with Armando. Can you just, I mean, any parting thoughts or advice for learners here?
Oh, just to take a dive. This is brand new. There's so much to do. We need so much people. So just take a dive, explore, and very important, have fun. Where to get started? Start whatever gets you more excited. That's the part you want to start. So
Absolutely.
today's the day. So that would be my only recommendation. Just do it and do it soon.
Hmm. I think that's the best advice. Do it and do it soon. Rupam, I know, I mean, you share a lot of real-time examples that I think most learners here were curious about. But any advice you would like to give for someone starting out, because you've kind of worked your way up. So any advice for them?
See, my daughter right now is she has just stepped into electronics engineering with AI/ML.
Mm.
That itself is a big inspiration for me, and she made her choice on her own.
Right.
So I am seeing one generation right in ahead of me, in front of me, who is getting into this field. And I would encourage everyone, have fun, find your spark, find your area of interest. It's a very vast field, but it's very interesting, very intriguing. You'll have fun on the way.
Right.
Uh, do what you like and choose the field. Well, actually, basically, I'm concurring with Armando.
Yeah. Mhm. All right, great. So it was great bringing this session. Very, very, very interesting. Armando, your energy was infectious. So I think a lot of learners kind of became passionate. And I think most of the questions that they had initially were answered when you started out. And Rupam, your answers about how the course helped you, how the program and the curriculum helped you, I think that also covered most apprehensions that learners will have. So thanks so much for joining in today and taking the time out. And also thank you to our amazing and curious learners. We saw a lot of interesting questions, a lot of participation in the session today. So really appreciate that. I think we'll end the session here. If you have questions or anything, we're just around for the next couple of minutes. Yeah, please leave your name on the poll, not on the Q&A. Thanks so much to the audience on YouTube as well. Yeah. Great. So I don't think we have any more questions. So we'll wrap the session here. Thanks so much, everyone. Thank you, Armando. Thank you, Rupam. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Bye. Bye-bye.